So this is how a typical number would look like. So so there is the decimal point. So if you move towards the right of the decimal point, we will get the fractional part of a number, and if we move towards the left of the decimal point, we will get the integer part of the number. So if we write 100 dot decimal point dot 96, so dot 96 is our fractional part and 100 will become our integer. Now computers have two different ways of storing these numbers. First is the integers and fraction numbers are stored using two different methods. So let's say first we will see what integer numbers. Integer numbers are stored in two ways. First way is unsigned numbers. So in unsigned number, all the memory locations are being used for storing the integer number. And second is the signed numbers. Signed number uses the MSB bit for storing the sign symbol. So in unsigned numbers, we only have numbers so in unsigned numbers we have only numbers from 0 moving towards the positive infinity. Okay, then we have signed numbers. Signed numbers will move from negative infinity towards positive infinity and the numbers in between. But this is the real numbers, and since computers have a limit, so there is no such thing as so the maximum limit is dictated by the number of bits that are stored at a particular memory location, and also it is also heavily dependent on the data bus width. So in signed numbers we have 1 bit for storing the sign, and all the rest of the bits are towards the LSB. We can store our integer number. Then we have the method for storing for fractional numbers. Fractional numbers are stored in accordance to IEEE 754, which is the single, which comes in 3 different modes. So it comes in single precision mode, then is double precision mode, and third is the extended precision mode. So in single precision, floating point IEEE 754, it's the name of the standard. What this standard tells us that the number, this number integer plus its fractional part is stored in this format in all the computer systems across the globe. So that system designed by one manufacturer or one designer is compatible with the system designed by another designer or manufacturer or fabricator. So what this single precision floating point IEEE 754 says is that it uses a total of 32 bits for storing this number, and in the 32 bits moving from MSB towards the LSB. So this sign bit is stored towards the MSB. So from the MSB we have first bit, we will store the sign of that number, and then we will have the 8 bits for its exponent part. The exponent is also known as the integer part for the number, and then we have 23 bits for the fractions. But there is one thing that is also need to be considered with the single precision floating point IEEE 754. That is, this number, this following this format comes with an percentage error. So not all the fractions are stored in this format. When you calculate the fraction, when you calculate the convert your fractional number into this following format, we will get a small percentage of error. So this format comes with an error, but this can be used for storing floating point numbers or decimal numbers, floating point number. Okay, so this is 32 bits of numbers. So this is all 32 bits. It can be implemented in a 8-bit system or a 4-bit system, but that since now we have a 32-bit architectures which has a data bus width of 32 bits, and now we have 64 bits also. So this makes now, and this comes in handy for the signal processing operations and storing very large numbers in computer systems.